Good morning, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. This will be a collective check-in, but it'll also be a little bit of a weekly overview. I haven't done one of these, but I felt called to today. So we'll see where we go over the course of this week. Okay, let's see where we start. Where do we start? Okay, I can't stop staring at this, a change in the wind card in reverse. So for those of you that are putting extra pressure on yourself to take action, to make something happen, to shift your state, there is something here that you're not meant to change the situation you're in right now. You're supposed to steep in it, actually deeper. That this moment in time is actually, the visual I got was someone tying a ribbon on a present. And so for me, that's a symbol of tying up loose ends. There's something here that is unfinished, that is meant to be completed, but the only way to actually do that is to be present with what's happening. We have the initiation card, rite of passage, crossing the threshold, right? We have collectively gone through such intense portals. We have started with the full moon retrograde, then another a full moon solar eclipse retrograde, and then a new moon lunar eclipse. Or did I say that backwards? Whatever it is, there's a lot of astrological things still going on. I think retrograde ends on the 25th, April 25th. Don't quote me on that though, but I think that's when it ends. So yeah, there's because we're coming to the end of this portal, there's like a hang tight vibe right here. Hang tight, just hold on just a little bit longer. Oh, I didn't even see this card. It says the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So, yeah, there's something also here about not rushing this moment. You have been waiting for what's on the other side of this rite of passage for lifetimes. This feels really big. This feels really important. So why rush it? Yeah, for many of you who are empaths and highly sensitive people, or intuitives, or those just dialed into the cosmos, being grounded is probably your biggest work right now, is doing what you have to do to stay grounded. I think I spoke about this the other day about, or in the self-care reading maybe, about cutting cords, returning your energy that you've picked up throughout the day. The usual, staying hydrated, eating nutritious foods, whatever grounding activities support you, Epsom salt baths, being barefoot on the earth, exchanging touch with someone you love, even if it's just a prolonged hug. Sometimes that could be incredibly grounding and regulating for our nervous systems. Okay. I don't know why I'm like avoiding talking about this card, but that's interesting. I think it was the Divine Masculine reading that was so centered around this loyal heart. Actually, I'm not sure. It came up a couple times, but hold on. In this context, it feels like it's a separate message. I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to watch it throughout this reading because I'm getting some conflicting messages. Yeah, let's move on. I didn't even realize that we have the Lion card, a higher calling. You have within you all of the courage you need. It's time to let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Can't make this stuff up. Where did I place it? And mind you, I don't read these cards when I do the spread. I do not read them until I hit record. I placed it right under the nobility card. not an accident. Let's drop into this. Okay. Yeah, there's a message here around you being able to trust this throne that we've so diligently been working towards, been working to recognize, to really own the fact that this throne energy, this throne archetype, whatever you want to call it, has really been here the entire time. It's just been our work to remove all blocks to this sort of regal rite of passage, right? It's a regal rite of passage. We've had to go through some stuff. And do you know this is the first time I've received, I can't believe this reading. Okay, hold on. Let me gather myself. I'm just a little excited. This is the first time I've received this warrior princess card where it's made sense. So it's like, to earn the throne, you have had to first go through your trials and tribulations as this kind of princess, right? You have this title. You are already, it's already in your lineage to do this, right? You've been training for this for lifetimes. I'll keep saying that. Like you've been in this lineage. This has been, it's your dare I say it's your birthright. This throne is your birthright. However, to earn this throne within the family, to earn the respect of our elders, right? To earn the respect of source and the quantum field and spirit crew, your angels, whoever, whatever, even to earn the respect of our own soul, we've had to go through kind of these different battles, right? We have the warrior princess. Think about that for a moment. Just that you've had to battle, actually physically, mentally, psychically battle these certain things. What's interesting is we have this fame card, but I read it as tame because my eyes are getting weird. Wait, is it tame? No, it's fame. It's fame. Yeah, it's interesting that beautiful people, you will be known for these gifts that you're working so hard on cultivating now. And what's funny is because the deeper you go on this path, the more you answer these calls to divine action, the less you'll give a crap about fame and the airs around that, right? Some more specifics. You won't care as much what you look like. You won't care as much about perfection templates or imposter syndrome, or I'm trying to think of more earthly things that we confront as we step out into the light, right? You won't edit yourself as much. When I first started these readings, I was kind of aware of how I was speaking and the words I was choosing. And I tried to make sure I was very clear and understood. And that was all, great and beautiful. But in that over auditing, in that over editing, a piece of who I was lost. And also a piece of my gifts were lost. If I try, it's like editing channeling. That's insane. You're channeling something from the source, from the divine, from the quantum field. Who am I to edit it? Who am I to edit myself? I'm a divine creature, just like you're a divine creature. How dare we edit who we are? How dare we edit the thing that makes our genius available? That's a big message. I'm just kind of letting that sit in my system. It's funny, it's pinballing between my heart and my third eye, that energy. Woo. Sometimes when that happens, I feel a little lightheaded, or, it's like when you stand up too fast, that feeling of like, oh, kind of like but it's brief. It's already gone. Okay. Yeah, going along this line of this narrative, we have I don't know if you could see it, but we have this ambition card. Sorry, it's not focusing. Ambition card in the unconscious. Let me just feel into that for a moment. Yeah, again, I think we had this card yesterday of like, where are you dimming your light? What is blocking your light from shining? What is that niggling feeling that keeps showing up for you? What is that calling that I could list a million of them that I've heard my friends and community say, like, oh, I've felt the call to write a book for a really long time, and it's just not the right time. Or, I feel really called to like teach a class or take up that hobby. Whatever it is, you have to understand that there, in the realm of energy, there is no like big and small. There's no size, doesn't matter. Serious doesn't matter. Energy is energy. It doesn't matter if it's a micro moment or, a lifetime thing. It doesn't matter. What matters is that in your sacred instrument of a vessel, you are getting a hit. You are getting a hit to take action on something. That is your intuition screaming at you. And so you're meant to steward and vessel that thing. I don't care if you're called to take up pottery. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be this like, don't judge what these things are for you. It doesn't have to be this like noble pursuit. It doesn't have to be, saving collective consciousness. It doesn't have to be this massive thing. And for some of you, it is. My mission and purpose here, and I say this phrase all the time, you'll see it written all over my stuff, is I am here to support the shift of collective consciousness towards authenticity, unconditional love, and infinite oneness. That's a bold mission and a bold vision. And it's like all the things, right? It's my mission, it's my desire, it's my empathy for the world, it's my modality of healing. It's how I show up every day and remember, like, okay, it's big enough to include all the things, right? There's so many things that I can do under that umbrella of that mission. Maybe it's oracle readings, maybe it's my Reiki healings, maybe it's teaching transpersonal, knowledge. There's so many different ways to still step a moment closer. Maybe it's just being really present with a friend while she's going through something difficult. It's not up to us where and how we use our gifts. It's up to us that we use our gifts. So I'm just going to leave that there. Well, actually, let me see what else is here. Hold on. There's something, I'm going back to the loyal heart. Now the loyal heart's finally kind of unfurling a little bit for us. This is such a specific message, but for some of you, you are being called to be loyal to your inner child's heart. And whatever that is, to have incredibly strong boundaries around it. Is there something that you were called to be or do as a child, or something you did as a child that now has kind of, as you have grown and have had different life experiences, have fallen by the wayside? Is there something, it's like you're being tasked with being loyal to the truth of your child's heart. Now, this can be a task, and that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. It feels, to be honest, it feels really mission-based, and I want to make sure that I didn't project that narrative onto this. Let me just ground for a moment. No, okay, yeah, we have 2 cards of higher calling. We have action. We have, this nobility, this bringing it back to this throne energy. If, I'm getting a really specific, interesting message around like a child emperor or child empress, for various reasons and whatever, wars and natural causes. And when a king or queen dies and their child is not yet ready to take the throne, there's something here about being called to the throne regardless, to be loyal to this lineage, to be loyal to, sorry, this reading is so crazy. It's just like pinballing all over the place. Bear with me, hold on. Here's another message, is that some of you as a child was given and had so much weight of responsibility thrust upon your shoulders. So let's just give that some space and honor that, because that's really intense. That maybe you were not given a chance. Maybe your childhood was taken away from you. Maybe that you had to be this warrior as a very young child before you were even able to accept and cross this rite of passage. That this inherently was its own rite of passage, but one that you may or not have been ready to take. So honor, if any feelings of, well, this is dense. If any feelings of abandonment or betrayal come up, or anger, grief of the loss of a childhood, anger that someone took something away from you, or anger if someone gave you something that you didn't want, gave you an experience, gave you trauma, gave you like some dense thing, really honor those feelings. Give yourself enough space to vibrate those emotions out of your body. You know, I talk about all the emotional release tools all the time. You could do deep, what is the word? Diaphragmatic breath work. Is that the word? Or butterfly hugs, pillow pounding, hand scream, tremoring your body. You know, you can Google any things to vibrate your, to activate your vagus nerve, to come back into ease. This is really dense stuff. And it's so wild that as we accept the initiation, as we accept the call, or another way to say it is, as we accept ordination and accept our task, we have to then take a step on that task. But as we take these steps towards crossing this portal, towards crossing this threshold, we are going to bump up into the exact thing that's blocking us. Okay. Are we complete with that? I think we are. Yeah, there's a separate message here about some of you still not believing that you are this pillar of light, that you are this sacred vessel for the divine, that you don't believe you've made any progress. There's some of you that are still grinding it out, thinking that you haven't made any movement. And I'm here to tell you to stop and take your head out of the sand and look around, because you have traveled profound distances. Your vibration is rising, has risen, will continue to rise. You are your own oracle, right? You are learning profound micro attunement and micro discernment on this path. Your intuition is getting stronger. Your ability, did I already say discernment? I think I did. You are, do you see this visual of this like pillar of light? I can't stop looking at that. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's so wild. This energy keeps dipping in and out, and you could hear it in my voice. It's like somebody turned off a light switch all of a sudden, and I stop, the message stops. We also have this dolphin play card. It says, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. This is another message around trusting exactly where you are. And this is actually goes along. Actually, I'm going to put it under this change in the wind card. This goes along with this message because there's something that you're not trusting. There's something that you're trying to micromanage. I'm here to tell you to let go of the reins. Let source grab the wheel or the reins, or whatever analogy you want to go with. Allow yourself to be radically present. You're allowed to play in the chaos. Did anyone ever tell you that? You're allowed to honor the shitstorm that is around you, and you are allowed to dance in the flames. This is the energy of, like, I'm thinking about dolphins and how there could be a freaking, tsunami happening, and they're still under the water playing and doing whatever they want. There's something here about allowing this kind of initiatory process to take place. Here's a separate message around creating strong boundaries around this play, around like some sort of sacred space. I'm drawn to this person in the woods, and they're surrounded by these roses and maybe peonies. I'm not sure. But there's something here about where can you actually carve out some space to be alone. I had 4 synchronicities from 4 different avenues of people, of specifically women, talking about being alone in their homes and how liberating and wonderful that feels, especially if they have family and spouses, and how, some of them have not been alone in their house for like a decade. And that was such an interesting to watch them have the experience of getting reacquainted with their own energy. I'm telling you, this happened in 4 different occurrences over the course of 3 days in my life, where women were talking about this very specific experience. And I started to sink into that. What is so important about us being steeped in our own energy? Well, for feminine energy, it's everything, because we thrive and live and move off of our intuition. And if our environment around us is too chaotic, or if the frequencies are too muddled, are too fuzzy, then we can't properly access that discernment, and it'll rattle our cages to the point where we won't know which way to go. We won't know which way, which direction is our next aligned step on this path. And what happens when that happens, what occurs when that happens over a long period of time? We start to give up the power of discernment. We start to listen to other people, maybe our partners, maybe our children, people at work. We start to, like, other voices start to creep into our intuition, and we start to doubt our own voice. This is the thing we want to avoid. We have this guardian card, the black bear. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and your power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Boom. Exactly. We have this action card. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. I find it fascinating that I have not read these cards once this whole time, and I was like, oh, maybe I won't even talk about them, but boom, here we are, grounding this, reclaiming sovereignty, reclaiming our power, reclaiming physical space. We have this swan card. It says, grace. You who glides across the water of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Here we are again. Again, this feels like this nobility card, this higher calling. You have within you all of the courage you need. It is safe to let go of the past. It is safe to reclaim this regality, this higher power. You will be successful and content how this flow will unfurl in your life. This nobility will be your keystone. We also have in the unconscious this imagine card. For some of you, you can't imagine it, thus it will not be able to come into your awareness. So I'm calling you to illuminate this particular shadow. Bring this idea and action out of the dark into the light, and create safe space, protected space in your schedule to actually imagine what it would be like for you to live your highest self. You can even allow yourself to journal about, if you were in your highest version of yourself, what would your day look like? Maybe if that's too much, just take the first 1 hour after waking up. If you were in your highest self, what would your tasks be the moment you woke up for 1 hour. It doesn't have to be the whole day. It doesn't have to be a lifetime, just 1 hour. And then maybe after you do 1 hour, maybe the next day add the second hour and the third, and so on and so on. And sooner or later, you will have an entire 24 hours of your highest self to guide you on what you should and what you desire to do. That feels really important. Let's see, is there anything left here? No, let's pull more cards. Where do we want to go? All right, Spirit, anything else the collective needs to know about this week for the highest and best good of themselves and the planet? What would serve them? What is blocking them? What we have? Peace. Yes. Being able to move in grounded, loving awareness. We have awakening. Oh. We have create your reality, and you can't create something that you haven't first imagined. So again, take some space to imagine it. Honor the signs. Honor that what wants to make its way through your life is a new beginning. We also have this cemetery iconology here, or imagery. Yeah, it may be time to honor the death, to let go of things, detach from things that are no longer vibrating in your life in a positive way. If you tune inward and you stop yourself long enough and you breathe deep enough, you will able to identify what is harming you and what is helping you. We are calling back our power. We are able to share our gifts when we are in this aligned place. We are coming into, this is interesting because I feel like these cards are together. We are coming into this balance of balancing the mind body and then also balancing spirit and matter, right? We're able to calibrate our system to become this transpersonal bridge between energies, between realms. And this is giving us access to our abundance. This cup runneth over. Okay, in the unconscious, it's funny because we had play. Where is it? It's the dolphin. It's up there. And we also have, we keep getting this card, this let loose card. So again, make sure that and then we have the self-care card right under that. Make sure as you are taking another step forward in unfurling and lifting up, turning over every stone in your consciousness, make sure you are carving out time to play, to let loose. What is that for you? When I say that, what comes up? Do you have any feelings in your body? Do you have any contractions when I say that? That's really important, because if you have a contraction or even a mild like cringe moment, you're being called to lean into that. So for instance, when I say, could you spend 10 minutes dancing every morning? If that makes you cringe, there's something in that for you. There's something about letting loose in that way that is activating for you that doesn't feel good. And only you can discern, is that something you're avoiding, or is that something that's truly out of alignment? No one else can guide you to that discernment of that resonance. Only you can do that. All right, let's get some twin flame cards. Well, okay then. Yeah, enter your vortex. Again, we have this aligning with infinite abundance. We are increasing our frequency. We are acting from this higher conscious awareness. Okay, and then being able to safely express yourself. I got the message very quickly and acutely that part of the unfinished symphony of your childhood is being able to go back and speak the truth that your parts of self never got to speak, to express yourself in the way you wanted to express yourself back in that time, back in that moment where you weren't able to express yourself for whatever reason. We also have karmic relationships and releasing the past. We are being called to higher accountability, and that includes being accountable with our energy in the present moment. How present can we be? How clear and empty can we be? In order to purge and be present in the moment, we have to purge our detachments. We have to release the past. We also have clear energy blocks activating the higher chakras, and we have reunion, reconciling differences. You know, it's interesting. Yes, you know, these twin flame cards, take them with a grain of salt. You can take them very literally, like, oh, you're coming in back into reunion with your twin, or, you know, whatever. And that's all fine and good. However, it doesn't really move the needle. And I'm interested in movement. I'm interested in accountability and responsibility. So something that feels a little bit more acute in that message is that you're actually reconciling the differences within your internal family system, within your internal parts. So maybe your inner child and your inner parent need to reconcile some differences. Maybe it's your inner child and your inner teenager, or anytime any piece of self abandoned or betrayed another part of self. These are the differences that we're meant to be reconciling. These are the things that will move the needle. These will affect incredible change in your life. We have this grounding card in the unconscious. Again, those of you sensitive creatures, you know better. I know you know better, and I know how gifted and talented and sensitive you are. You have to create a strategic practice to ground, shield, and protect your energy. Again, the most important thing is that at the end of the day, even maybe you can make it a ritual when you walk into your place of living, when you cross the doorway, the threshold, you could say, everything that is not mine that I've picked up throughout the day, I leave outside of my home. I give back to the quantum field. I release it from my grip. Thank you. And thank it, and then leave it. Just leave it. So I'm calling you out for those that need grounding practices. Let's get a divine feminine Buddha wisdom. We have, you are a projection of love. Love the earth, love the air, love the water, love the fire. Let's get a divine masculine. We have two. We have be still and loving and fearless, for the mind talks and the heart knows. We also have be the one who is awake, shine in radiance of spirit. You know, that is a sacred message. It's like, be what you know you already are. You know what you came here to vessel. I know you know this. I know you know this. So what's left is being daring enough and courageous enough to illuminate all that is flowing out of your heart, all that's already there. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope this was supportive. And that's all. I'll see you in the next one.